In 323 BC, Alexander the Great dies suddenly in Babylon at the age of 32. His unified empire breaks apart immediately. 4 major Greek kingdoms emerge under his generals: Ptolemaic Egypt, Seleucid Syria, Antigonid Macedonia, and Lysimachus's territories in Thrace and Asia Minor. These are not new cultures, but 4 administrative centers of the same Greek world. This fracture transforms the Near East. The empire shifts from personal monarchy to a permanent system of 4 competing Greek states. Greek administration becomes rooted in the territories, maintaining its structures in taxation, military organization, education, language, and coinage. Judea becomes a strategic buffer zone between Egypt and Syria, entering a long phase of political and later cultural Greek influence. Multiple cultural centers arise, each with its own court, library, academy, and system of patronage, generating competition in scholarship and administration. These developments give the Ptolemies both the motive and the freedom to build the Library of Alexandria, the museum, major translation programs, and the infrastructure that will eventually produce the Septuagint. In 280 BC, a new phase begins: the rise of the philosophical empire. With the Hellenistic kingdoms in place, one of the 4 horns disappears, and a fundamentally different kind of power emerges. Centered in Alexandria and the Hellenistic schools, it exerts influence through education, texts, translations, and interpretation rather than military conquest. In Daniel 8, the little horn is not another political kingdom, but a philosophical power arising from the Greek world. It grows upward, challenging divine authority by turning its attention toward revelation. Instead of claiming land, it targets scripture. Its attack centers on the daily, the continual presence of God symbolized by the bread of identity, the light of understanding, and the incense of nearness and communication. These represent God's ongoing revelation. The philosophical empire removes this continual presence by replacing revelation with myth and metaphysics, understanding with speculation, and the living word with conceptual systems. In the Alexandrian environment of the Septuagint, Greek philosophy reshapes the text. It alters wording, introduces mythic narratives such as Eden, the flood, Babel, Sodom, and Isaac, and blends Hebrew history with Greek mythological structures. In doing so, it becomes an empire over all later religion, controlling reading, defining canon, introducing allegory and ontology, and positioning itself above prophetic revelation. Between 280 and 180 BC, the LXX era unfolds. All Hebrew texts are translated into Greek in Alexandria through the collaboration of the priestly class and the philosophical elite. In 167 BC, Antiochus IV Epiphanes targets revelation itself. In spring, a royal edict orders all Hebrew Torah scrolls to be burned. Possession becomes a capital crime, and executions begin immediately. The Maccabean revolt erupts in June due to a local pagan sacrifice, months before the well-known temple desecration in December. The symbolic act with the pig is not the cause, but the conclusion of a broader campaign. Antiochus attacks scripture before he touches the temple. By destroying the text, he undermines the law and renders the ritual meaningless. Daniel 8 describes precisely this: the attack on the continual presence, revelation, truth, and communication. Antiochus fulfills this dimension by destroying Hebrew scrolls and replacing them with the LXX. The architectural desecration is secondary. The real desolation is textual. The Hebrew scriptures contained uncompromising elements: exclusive monotheism, rejection of syncretism and philosophy, tribal identity, and laws that resisted assimilation. These conflicted with Hellenistic ideology. The LXX, already welcomed among Hellenized elites, provided a version of scripture compatible with Greek categories. Hellenized Jewish leaders, including Menelaus, the Tobiad aristocracy, and the gymnasium youth, collaborate with Antiochus. They identify families preserving Hebrew scrolls and assist in their destruction. This becomes an internal cultural conflict in which Jews eliminate their own revelation in favor of Greek thought. As a result, the original Hebrew scrolls vanish from public use. What remains, especially outside Judea, is a Judaism built on the Septuagint. A split emerges, a fragile Hebrew tradition struggling to survive, and a dominant Greek tradition shaping identity. This prepares the rise of interpretive systems inside Judaism, and from here the prophetic narrative advances to its next episode.